I want to tell you guys this story, the true life story that I went through. And so you may see the title of this video. I was thinking about what I want to talk about. I want to talk about something that not many people talk about at all. And so that's why I'm going to share this story with you today, which is about the mother of my child, my first real girlfriend. So let me just get into it because it's a long story. And basically this video is just to all the women out there. There's going to be a message. Okay, but anyway, back when I was about 18, 19 years old, okay, I met I guess you could say she was one of my first real girlfriends, okay. And you know, I had met her through my sister. She was best friends with my sisters at the time. I was, you know, this is when I just got out of high school. I was picking my sister up from high school, and you know. And so you know, she was with her friend, and let's see, should I give her friend a name? I'm trying to see, because I'm just gonna refer to her as the mother of my child, okay? I'm not even gonna give her a name. So but the mother of my child at the time, you know, she was just best friends with my younger sister, my baby sister. And so they was always together. So I always, you know, when I would pick up my sister, I ended up taking her along. And so I ended up like start taking them to dance class, picking them up all the time. And so, you know, she was cute, you know what I'm saying? She's very attractive, very nice shape, all of that stuff. Just, she was the bomb, okay? As far as looks, okay, the bomb. No problem there. So that's what attracted me to her. And excuse me for rubbing my nose. But eventually we started dating. You know, I started talking to her, and shortly after we started dating, maybe in a couple of months, maybe into the relationship, that's when she got pregnant. Okay, pregnant with our first kid together. Okay. Turned out to be a girl, and you know, everything was all good, you know, in the beginning. Remember, I haven't really had, just keep in mind, I haven't had no training, okay? No one trained me, or no one taught me, or no one sat me down and told me like how women were, or you know, what to look for, this and that. I had to learn all of these things on my own, the stuff that I'm going to tell you guys about later. But anyway, I was happy because this is my first child. You know, I haven't had no father in my life, and she knew my story, okay? And so I was really excited about being a father, and she knew that. And everything went good, you know, throughout the pregnancy. Everything was good. After the pregnancy, though, that's when everything changed. It was almost like okay, mission accomplished. I got pregnant. I had this baby. Time for phase 2, you know, which was you know, things just changed. You know, she totally changed. And you know how they say about women, like, okay, they change, it's postpartum, you know, depression, that type of stuff. I thought it might have had to do with something like that. So I kind of was patient, you know, to try to deal with her as much as I possibly can. And I remember it came to a point where we kind of wanted two different things, you know what I mean? And it was sexually two different things. And I remember her telling me like, hey, you know, you can go do you know what I'm saying? Go find what you're looking for, then come back to me. You know, that's what I'll never forget it. Right? So I'm like, you know, we basically broke up over that. And so I'm like, all right, well, cool. You know, we could break up, whatever. Just, you know, the most important thing is just let me see our daughter and I'm good. All right. So later, it went good for a while. She allowed me to see our child for a while. And then at some point, she just started changing and started being very bitter towards me. for basically no reason at all. And I never did anything. I can understand if I, did anything to her or to our daughter, that I might have, I will accept the fact that, okay, well, I'm a bad father, maybe I shouldn't see her. But it came to a point where she stopped allowing me to see our daughter because she just made up excuse, just little stuff, like if she'd have got sick or, somehow, or, just any little reason she can come up with. It was always my fault. Okay, now remember, I'm a new father, okay, that's learning and don't have no one to teach him anything. So, but, our daughter, every time I had her, she was never sick. She was, she had a lot of people around because I come from a family of 7 siblings. So it was always, people around to help, what I couldn't do, what I'm saying? Like, I have 4 sisters, like, and I have my first daughter, like, how I'm not gonna, learn about girls, what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, right? She always had an excuse, no matter what. She always had an excuse, and it just got to the point to where she was like, "Oh, I'm not letting you see our daughter no more." And I'm like, okay. At first, I thought, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna just give her a little time. Maybe she just, she just going through whatever, something I don't understand, as a, like, because this is the mother of my child, what I'm saying, and this is my family. It's more than just you're my baby mother, what I'm saying. Like, to me, it was not like that. It was, you're the mother of my child. I really do plan on spending the rest of my life with you because we got a family together, like, what I'm saying. But she just, write me off, like, or write me off, like I was nothing, what I'm saying, like it was nothing. So anyway, she eventually stopped letting me, completely stopped allowing me to see my daughter. I've heard, and over time, I've heard, my little brother tried to fight in my defense. My little sister, my baby sister, who was best friends with her, I've heard conversations of her trying to fight on my, on my behalf, not because, I was their sibling and I was their brother, but because they knew I was a good guy. And I ain't get, like I remember my sister, I remember hearing her, she was like, "You haven't even given him a chance. Like, you didn't even give him a chance to be a father." But anyway, right? So long story short, years passed by, okay? Like, I'm just gonna skip, like, I got to see her, like, maybe once or twice every, 5-6 years, something like that, right? So all this time has passed, right? And I remember I would always try, I would let a certain amount of time pass, and she didn't, still wouldn't allow me to see her. I'm like, okay. So she was basically just holding this grudge, whatever it was, okay, with me. And I just got to the point to where I was like, I've asked so many times, right? And it's like, how many times is a man you supposed to ask to see your own child, your own seed that you planted? You know what I'm saying? So I got to the point where I'm like, I'm not asking no more. You know what I'm saying? Like why I'm asking to see something that's mine? That doesn't make no sense, right? But anyway, long story short, I was paying child support, right? Paying child support for a child I don't even get to see, okay? All these years, excuse me. And I remember I was working so much, I had got 2 jobs because I don't see my own child. They charge the father even more, because it's like, you're not spending no time with the child, so that means your child support is going to be higher. So at that particular time, I think back then I was paying around like at least $500 to $600 a month for one child, okay? So, which was outrageous to me. And I tried everything to go to court to try to fight it, but it seemed like it was something blocking, right? It was always a block, something in the way, and I couldn't understand it. And then, like, later on, I found out her mom worked for the courts, and so I was like, well, damn, maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know, but I got to the point where I just said, screw it. Like, cause I'm the type of person, I don't believe in going to the courts anyway. Like we didn't have to go to the courts to make this baby. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to go to the courts for none of this stuff. Why I gotta go to the court system, you know what I'm saying, to see my own child. That's how I see it. You know, so I just got to the point where I said, well, screw it. She ain't gonna let me see my child. I'll just pay child support. You know what I'm saying? I'll just, you know, it took me a long time to get there because what I went through was very hurtful. You know what I'm saying? It hurted me because I really wanted to be a father. She knew she had a good dude. You know what I'm saying? I was a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Doing everything right. You know, I bought Pampers. I spent like, you know what I'm saying, so much, mainly most of my money, you know, on my daughter, and still paying child support to this day. But anyway, right? So let me fast forward because it's a lot, okay? And I'm already at 11 minutes. So, okay, our daughter now she's 19 now, okay? And you know, I haven't really had no relationship with my daughter. Basically her whole life, okay? She still remembers a lot of things we did back, you know, when she was like 10, 11, 12. Okay, she remembers because it was, you know, I used to see her, you know, she will let me see her sometimes. So she remembers things of that, okay? But basically now that she's older, she has a lot of her mom's ways. She's still not like her mom, but she do. And she haven't had her father, so she don't know how I am, you know. And I'm more cutthroat now because of a lot of the stuff that I went through. And so I don't really have a relationship, at least right now, with my daughter, even though she's grown. And I know she wants to have a relationship with me, but it's a lot of things. It's complicated, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of things that she doesn't understand and that I'm not willing to accept, you know what I mean? So, but that's like more way personal stuff. So, and I can understand because I understand it from both ways, not just my way. I understand she's grown now. You know, she don't really have to listen to me as a father, but it's a lot of things that wasn't fair to me as well. You know what I mean? So, but I have to make a separate video for that because it's a lot I gotta talk about with that. But anyway, she's grown now, right? Her mom, I found out just within the past maybe 4 to 5 years ago that her mom, my daughter's mom, okay, has been secretly trying to get back with me, okay? So, you know, and I remember I started having dreams. Now, y'all remember I talked about my dreams. I talked the video about the dreams, okay? This is that part, okay? I started having a lot of dreams about, you know, my just out of the blue. Like, I was already with my wife and everything before, you know. I'm with my wife. I love my wife. That's who I think about, you know what I'm saying? Constantly thinking about my wife. And, you know, I'm so busy. I don't even have time to think about nobody else other than what I'm doing. So, you know, I just don't want people thinking like, oh, okay, well, you having these dreams because you thinking about her or this and this and that. No, I never think about her. Matter of fact, I don't like her at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like how she did me was very dirty, and, you know, it was very evil because she had no excuse to do me this way. So she doesn't exist in my brain. But I started having these dreams, right? I started having these dreams about her, and it was always about her trying to get back into my life. And so I just kept ignoring. It got to one point, you know, I was just like, I was ignoring the dreams. I knew what they meant, but I'm like, okay, it's not important because she's not important to me. Why am I pay attention to it when she's not important to me? So anyway, the last time, if y'all remember, and that last video where I talked about my last meeting with my mom, right? Last time I seen my mom told me, this is when we was just talking, you know, just regular talk, catching up, before we start talking about Christianity. And I started telling her what I discovered and stuff like that. Before we got to that point, she told me that, you know, that she came over, she as in my daughter's mom came over to her house and told her that, you know, she always loved me. Okay, so she told my mom that, and so of course my mom told me, and you know, my wife was over there too, and my wife can confirm this, you know. So, you know, she told me that, and I was like what? Like I don't believe it, and I still don't believe it, because to me, how can you say you love somebody, but then you know, you don't allow them to see y'all child. You do all these bad and evil stuff to him, but yet you love him. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. So anyway, right? She don't have no idea of how hard she made my life. You know what I'm saying? By doing what she did. And that's probably why I have so much. I mean, I hate to use the H word, you know what I'm saying? Like but it's close to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I almost like hate this girl, because it was all for nothing. Like I can see if I beat our daughter, or if I did something the father wasn't supposed to do. But she knew how I was. She knew I was a good guy. She knew I was trying to be the best dad ever. You know, I didn't have no dad in my life, so it really pushed me to be the best dad, you know, that I can be. And here the one child, the one chance I get, she ruins it. So after that, it's changed me a lot, you know, as a man. It made me didn't want no more child. That was the only kid I ever had. Okay, almost had a second one, but that kid is not mine. So maybe I'll talk about that, you know, in another video. I've went through all kind of things, like I was telling you guys. I have a lot of stories. But yeah, so I had pretty much, it was at a point where I got depressed, okay, because I couldn't see my child. And at one point I was crying like a little baby, like every night, you know what I'm saying? Because I really wanted to be a father. It was important that I be in my kid's life. I had to start over. So or continue from the last video. So I'm gonna just carry on. But I almost got depressed, and you know, this is when I really started to get close with God, you know, because I needed him. Because what I had planned to do, I'm like, okay, well, if the courts ain't gonna help me, I'm gonna help I'm gonna solve it my way. And I'm kind of wasn't raised with the best, you know what I'm saying, with the best male guidance, I guess, or role models. Okay, I kind of come from a background of, like, my dad, he was a street guy, you know what I'm saying. My uncles and, you know, my cousins are gang bangers, you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, you know, when I seen they needed to handle something, they handle it, you know what I'm saying. Like, they really handle it. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, if she want to take it that far with me, you know what I'm saying, like let's do it, you know what I'm saying. Like, I remember getting to the point, and I remember talking to God. I'm like, God, I'm gonna kill her, you know what I'm saying. Like, seriously, I'm gonna kill her. She thinks she could just take my child from me. Like I'm the one who made the choice as a man to lay down with her and give her the seed. She didn't have this kid by herself. Like, you know, I was there, you know what I'm saying. Like, I was there. She has my seed in her. Like, how dare her think she can take my child away from me? So if she can do that, I'm gonna kill her. You know what I'm saying? That was my mentality back then. But God had to really, because, you know, I'm crazy like that. Like, I'm a very, you know what I'm saying, when I get angry, I got it from my father. So my father was a very, you know, angry and toxic person. But I had to learn, and God has helped me, you know, with my anger problems, to learn how to just talk to him, and he usually gets me right, you know what I mean? Because I know if it wasn't for God, I know I'll be dead or I'll be in jail. And that's why I'm making these videos to help people.